Good evening, darling. Thanks for letting me join you tonight. Wherever you are right now, whether you're curled up at home, out under a sky full of stars, or driving that lonely highway, I'm glad we can share this quiet moment together. Tonight, I've been thinking about songs, the special ones we carry inside us, Those songs that feel like old friends, showing up right when we need them most. Each one connects us to memories, people, places, moments we can't quite let go of. So tonight, let's spend a little time celebrating some of the legendary voices who've given us these musical companions, the storytellers who've shaped the soundtrack of our lives, from heartbreak to hope, laughter to loss. We'll revisit songs you know by heart, and maybe share a few stories you haven't heard yet. After all, every song's got a story worth telling. This is Cate After Dark, and tonight, we're honoring the voices that shaped our stories. Some artists have a gift, not just to sing songs, but to live inside them. Johnny Cash was one of those rare souls. Johnny Cash was a storyteller who always found truth in the most unlikely places. His song, Give My Love to Rose, came from a conversation he had with an inmate at San Quentin State Prison. The prisoner asked Johnny to deliver a simple, heartfelt message to his wife, a message he couldn't deliver himself. And from that one moment, Johnny crafted a song about a newly released convict journeying all the way from San Francisco to Louisiana, desperate to reunite with the family waiting back home. That's what made Johnny special. He gave a voice to those who might otherwise go unheard. I was so inspired by Johnny's song, I wanted to imagine Rose's side of things, how she might have felt hearing those words. So here's my own tribute, Rose's answer.
A stranger stood outside my door this evening, his hat in hand, eyes tired from the road. He said, "Ma'am, I bring you news from down in Frisco, and a message sent with love from long ago." I took the letter trembling as I opened, saw words I never dreamed I'd see again. He said, "I met him by the railroad track this morning, and here's the love he asked me to extend. Thank you for bringing me this letter, mister. It's good to know the news and that he's looking down from above. I'll tell our boy his daddy's proud and loves him. And thanks again for bringing me his love." It's been 10 long years since he's been with us. I raised our son and faced the days alone. Now I know he tried his best to reach us, and his heart, though far away, was always home. "Mister, take this watch, it was my husband's. It's not much, but please take it on your way. You've given me and my son peace and closure. It's more than gold or silver could repay. Thank you for bringing me this letter, mister. It's good to know the news and that he's looking down from above. I'll tell our boy his daddy's proud and loves him. And thanks again for bringing me his love."
Sometimes an artist's greatest gift is knowing when to trust others, even if their heart says differently. George Jones famously believed his song, He Stopped Loving Her Today, would be a flop. In fact, he hated it at first, said it was just too sad, but that very song turned out to be one of the greatest country songs ever recorded, and ultimately became the one he's remembered for the most. There's a beautiful irony there, that even the legends can't always see the power they hold in their hands, or the ways their songs might outlive them. That power of heartbreak, of love lost and love held close, inspired my own tribute. I never stopped loving you. Here's to you, Possum.
I watched them all drive away, left me standing here alone. Didn't think I'd have the strength to face you carved in stone. Years ago I walked away, thought distance was the cure, told myself that time would heal, that I could close the door. But every night I thought of you, your memory it lingered near. Tried so hard to run away, yet you're the reason I'm still here. I never stopped loving you, though I never let it show. My silence built a wall between. Now it's too late, I know. Friends said you never moved on, said you carried me inside, and I've known deep down so long I was the reason that you cried. But now I understand your tears, that silence was my greatest lie. Love doesn't vanish with the years, even after last goodbyes. I never stopped loving you. Wish I told you long ago, but standing here beside your grave, at last I need you to know. Today you stopped hurting, dear, but I never stopped loving you.
Not all legendary songs come from heartache and heaviness. Sometimes they start from a simple conversation, a casual moment turned timeless. George Strait's classic, The Chair, came together in just about 20 minutes, sitting on a hotel balcony. Songwriters Dean Dillon and Hank Cochran captured something special with their easy, laid-back charm. That's the magic of George Strait: quiet confidence, effortless charisma, and that conversational way of singing that feels just like talking to an old friend. But as much as I adore George, he's always had a way with the ladies, hasn't he? So I thought it might be fun to flip the story a bit, just this once, and imagine what it might look like if the king of country got gently turned down. Here's my playful spin on George's story. I call it I Was Never in Your Chair.
You said I had your chair that night, but we both knew that old pickup line wasn't right. Still I didn't move or call your bluff. I'd heard that kind of charm from cowboys like
Speaking of playful spins and gentle teasing, there's another storyteller we can't leave out tonight, the ever-rebellious David Allan Coe. Funny thing about his famous tune, You Never Even Call Me By My Name, he actually refused to record it at first, claiming the song felt unfinished. It wasn't until songwriter Steve Goodman added one more verse, poking fun at all those beloved country cliches, trucks, prison, mama, and drinking, that David finally agreed. And the rest, as they say, is history. That's the beauty of storytelling. Sometimes humor is the shortest path to the heart. It reminds us not to take life or ourselves too seriously. Inspired by Coe's humor and honesty, I wrote my own take called Her Side of the Story. Let's have a little fun with this one.
Well, honey, I heard your side of the story. How you waited in the rain and felt the pain. You wondered why my silence left you lonely. Here's the reason I never spoke your name. I heard you singing how I left you lonely, saying how you wished I'd speak your name. But honey, truth be told, you weren't the only. Names were never how I played the game. Well, you'd swagger like Jennings on a Friday. Come Sunday, you'd sound like Charlie Pride. One night you're Merle, next morning Johnny Paycheck. Guess I couldn't pick one if I tried. I'll tell you why I never called your name, dear. Calling yours meant holding on too tight. I cared enough to keep a little distance, so I never called your name into the night. You chased your whiskey faster than your mama, trying to catch that train you love to blame. Each night, a different man behind the headlights. So tell me, how was I to call your name? Now, honey, I heard you tell folks about your mama and them trains and trucks, how you were drinking when your mama got out of prison. Well, I ain't judging, but I remember it a little different. You see, you spent more time talking to bottles than talking to me. Every Friday night, you'd vanish in that rusty old truck, swearing you were chasing some train that done you wrong. Truth is, darling, I never was too sure who I'd find sitting across from me. Was it you, Merle Whalen, or some stranger from a honky-tonk I ain't never been to? So what's a girl supposed to call you anyway? I'll tell you why I never called your name, dear. Calling yours meant holding on too tight.
Thank you for spending your night with me, revisiting these timeless voices. It's amazing how music can weave itself so deeply into our stories, isn't it? Each song becomes a part of who we are, shaping us, comforting us, and walking alongside us through all the seasons of life. I hope tonight reminded you just how special these classic songs truly are. And who knows, maybe someday someone else will be carrying your story forward too. If you enjoyed our time together, I'd love for you to join me again. Go ahead and subscribe if you'd like to stay close. Until next time, hold these songs close and carry them gently into tomorrow. Good night, darling.